Okay, you are started. Alright. This is take number 2 because I just shot everything and it didn't work. I didn't press the record button. I got the record button right now so you can see me. Anyway, I'm out at Hibiya Park, as I already told you once, but you didn't hear me. And check out the hanami that are blooming up there. It's really beautiful, isn't it? And there's people hanging out, just checking out. It's not the hanami, it's the sakura. But people are doing hanami. For those of you, some people have asked, what is hanami? And I guess if you have been in Japan at all, you'll know very quickly that hanami is, hana means flower, and mi means to see or view. So it's flower viewing, and it traditionally was just, going out and walking in a kimono under the flowers and being beautiful and everything. And that's all great and all, but most festivals, as most places in the world, including Japan, end up becoming quite alcoholic. And so basically it's just a time to drink under the flowers, which is even better because you get beautiful scenery and everybody becomes really, really friendly all of a sudden. It's really great. While we're here in Hibiya Park, I was chatting with one of my students about money and traveling around the world and how to get money and things like that. And I thought of a tip that I thought, hey, I should share this with people. When I first got into Japan, I got that helicopter is really loud. I hope you can hear me. I got a Mizuho bank card. Mizuho is a big Japanese bank. It's one of the more traditional banks in Japan, and it's very good for doing stuff within Japan. It's very, very useful for that. If you want to transfer money, if you want to have somebody transfer money to you, anything that you're doing with money in Japan, they've got all that system made. But as with anything in Japan, they always have their own weird systems that work a little bit different from other places in the world. Like their cell phones don't work other places. Japan has kind of unique systems for a lot of things, and banks are another one of them. And so Mizuho has its downfalls once you start going overseas. So I got this bank, Shinsei Bank. Shinsei Bank is a Japanese bank traditionally, but it was bought out by an American guy, and so now the president is an American guy, and it's just a normal Japanese bank, except for it is run kind of in an American way a lot of times, and many of the things that it does is a little bit different. For example, they're a lot more into online banking than a lot of the other banks. And one thing that I want to really show you here is on the card, I hope you can see that, there's a plus mark. Plus mark, I don't know if that means anything to you, but around the world you'll find ATMs that have that same little plus mark on them. And Shinsei is the only Japanese bank that I know of that has that plus mark on their ATM cards, which means that if you go to any place in the world, or most places in the world that have the plus mark on the ATMs, you can just take money directly from your Japanese bank account. For example, I was in Thailand on an island called Koh Phangan. It's a small island near Koh Samui. It's famous for the full moon party. Yay, hey. It's a cool place to go, and I really recommend Koh Phangan too. But while I was there, I went to a small little convenience store, and I was really out of money, and I thought, this is going to be terrible. I'm not going to be able to get money anywhere. But I went to this small convenience store, and I just said, just give it a shot. I'll put my Shinsei Bank card in there and see what happens. And I put the card in there, and brrr, Thai baht came out of the ATM in a small island in Thailand from my Japanese bank account. And I don't know what the transfer rate and all was. I didn't really care that much. It's probably not the best transfer rate, but the fact that you can just take money directly from a Japanese bank account from yen and get it as baht, that's very useful and something very good to know. So if you want to do online banking, if you want to travel and use your Japanese bank account while you're traveling in other countries, I really recommend getting a Shinsei account. It's very useful for that. Mizuho is also a good bank, and I like them within Japan, but once you leave Japan, they're not that good. What about you guys? Do you use a Japanese bank? Do you use, for example, a lot of people I think use Citibank because it is, Citibank. It's not a Japanese bank originally. However, something important to note about Citibank is that the Citibank in Japan is not the same bank as Citibank in America. I went there and asked them, I wanted to transfer money between, I wanted to get an account in America and get an account in Japan. transfer money between them. And they were like, no, you can't do that. It's a totally different bank. And I was like, wait, no, it says Citibank. They said, no, it's different. Just the name. So it's kind of like Denny's in Japan. Denny's is so not Denny's in America. There's no Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity or anything like that at Denny's in Japan. So it's just the name that they bought out to use. But Citibank tends to be pretty good for foreigners. A lot of people have said that they like it. So what about you guys? What bank account do you use? What bank have you used so far? Was it good for you? Have you tried to use it overseas? What have been your experiences with using money and banks in Japan? I hope this information helps you out a little bit if you're coming to Japan. And I will see you later. And if anybody is coming, please definitely say hello at the hanami tomorrow. And we're going to be hanging out under the flowers like that. Just like these folks. Aren't they cute? Hanging out with their kids and having a hanami. Yay, hanami. Okay, bye-bye.